I've got in front of me a parts haul from Lego.com. There's only 10 different elements in this entire bag, but this bag consists of nearly 2,000 pieces, weighs over 5 pounds, and I'm going to use these pieces to put all of my Gen 2 Speed Champions cars in white display racks. Before I get started on that though, I wanted to point out 2 recent accomplishments for this channel. This is my subscriber tower. It's about as tall as 4 cars in my display racks. Each block right here up to this layer of plates represents 1,000 subscribers. Well, we just recently hit 5,000. So thank you for all of my subscribers and viewers out there. We've reached 1 million views on this channel. That's hard to believe. To commemorate such an occasion, I built this little 1M out of monsters because I think that's a monstrous achievement. Also, I've got the date as an Easter egg. So there's 20 $100 bills. So that represents the year 2000. There's 2 teeth on this monster, 4 teeth on that one. So 2024 is when we received 1 million views. So why am I swapping out the color of my display racks? And what's going to happen to all of my black display racks that I've built for all 35 Gen 2 cars? Well, those parts will be recycled, and I'm going to use them to build display racks for all of my 6-stud wide Speed Champions cars, the Gen 1s. As for the color swap, I just want something fresh, and I think it may bring out a lot of the darker cars that would normally blend in with black display racks. Later on in this video, I'll do a side-by-side comparison of how all of the cars look between the black and the white display racks, so you could come to your own conclusions. Now, there is one thing differently that I'm going to do between the new ones and the old ones. I've added an extra corner brick to the legs of each module. So that's why it's standing taller right here, because I received a comment on one of my recent videos that there's not enough room for the cars to be displayed properly from all angles. So I thought maybe adding that extra height might make it more displayable. So I'm going to give it a try. If you think this is all of the parts that are needed, it's not. There's still tiles that I need, but thankfully I found some on the pick-a-brick wall at the Lego store, such as these 1x4 whites. And a while back I found a lot of 2x4s at the pick-a-brick wall. But they're all tied up into my custom garage build, which I want to talk about right now. So I had, a lot of ambitious plans to complete this with an overhead crane moving about these tracks and have a corrugated styled roof. And it was all in my head. I knew exactly what I was going to do, but the cost is just too much. And having all of these tiles tied up into this build that I could use for my car display racks, I've made the decision to tear this down and cancel this project. I may not tear it down completely, and someday I may make use out of this again, but for now I'm going to salvage some pieces out of this build. Before I tear down these old displays, there's one thing that I've been wanting to do. This is the world's tallest Lego set. At 48 inches tall, it's nearly 5 foot. And you can see where I'm going with this, right? 5 more cars added to this tower, and I will surpass the Eiffel Tower. There you have it. A tower of cars taller than the Eiffel Tower. However, that's only 24 cars. I still have 11 more. What do you think? Should I keep on going? This is already very risky. This tower just wants to fall. It's freestanding, no support other than the extra stands that I put on the bottom, some 6x8 plates. I took a couple of safety precautions here. First of all, I slid the tower all the way against the wall. At least it's against the wall at the base. The rest of it still has some clearance. And also at the top, I wedged it between two different shelves. Now, this doesn't mean it's perfectly stable. As you can see, just lightly touch it and it'll wobble there and twist and everything. So do not try this at home, folks. Now, the last time I did this, I stacked 30 cars tall and it went up to my ceiling. That was on the Linman's table. This time I've got a lower table, the one that I use for my Eiffel Tower display. It's called a LAC table from IKEA. Well, anyway, let's get the rest of the cars added, including the new 2024 lineup. Good news, the tower will clear the ceiling. Bad news is that I can't get these studs attached. Right here. The more I press down on it, the more this whole tower wants to buckle. So I'm just going to leave it like that and hope that the weight of the cars on top will kind of push that into place. That was a big relief to get that big BMW hybrid car in. Now only 2 cars to go. Oh man, something bad happened when I put in that last car. Psych. It worked. There's Ken Block's Hunatron at the very top. And for those that will say that I've cheated with the shelves, it's now time to space the shelves apart. There we go. Shelf contact no more. There is officially a gap on both sides. Okay, now let's take this down before it crashes down. Honestly, I don't know which would be worse. Rebuilding all of the cars if the car tower fell down? Or rebuilding the Eiffel Tower? That was a pain. I was tempted to topple over this tower for your guys' entertainment, without any cars in it, of course. However, I need these still to be intact so I could do the side-by-side comparisons later on. Well, I guess I had way too much fun there. Now it's back to business. I have all of the leg supports built, the platforms, the caps, and the first tower that I'm starting on is for the inaugural year of 2020, which there were 7 cars. I feel like the bottom 4 cars on the display stand out a bit more in the contrasting white color. Now let's take a look at the height difference. For the Jaguar I-Pace and the Lamborghini Urus, I actually have the leg posts sitting 8 bricks tall, whereas the rest of them are 7. And I do think overall that there's a lot more breathing room. You can take a look at the top of the cars a little bit more easily this way than with the 6 brick tall legs. Well, maybe not a lot more breathing room. After all, it's only 1 brick taller between cars. I think it's personal preference here. Do you want your car to be a little bit more viewable with the 7 brick height leg, or more compact with how I have it right here? Not sure if you noticed before, but the Koenigsegg has the Jesko printed on the side of a 1x1 plate. There was an extra in that set, so I used it as part of the car rack display. I won't be able to carry that over to the white. I could try. Well, why not? I think that looks pretty cool. Say, I wonder if there's any more cars that have 1x1 printed plates that I can do the same thing with. Also, one other thing to note. For the Bronco, the tallest car in the line, I have the legs standing at 9 bricks tall. These Ferraris should have some extra 1x1 printed plates with the logo on them. Though I have no idea what I did with them, I'll have to go back and look for them another time. For the 8 cars released in 2021, I feel like they all look good in the white displays. As well as the 9 cars from 2022, The Countach is all white, but I still like the look of it. Here are the 6 cars of 2023. And the 5 of 2024 so far that we have. They all look good no matter how you display them. So what can I conclude from this video? I think the white display racks look good. Perhaps it's because I've been looking at the black ones for so long that these ones just pop and make the cars stand out a little bit more, because there's a lot of dark colors, especially look at all these cars that have black wheels. But no matter what color of display rack you use, make it your own. I hope this video provides inspiration. You don't have to copy this design exactly. You can customize it how you want. You could put your own custom cars in there, so long as they are somewhat the proportions of Speed Champions Gen 2 cars. Now, for those of you that have waited around this long in the video, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at what I'm going to feature in my next video. Though the towers are a bit taller with that extra brick height, it does allow the cars to be more viewed from the top. So I appreciate that comment and making me rethink how I display these. I think that looks good.
And now, for a sneak peek at what's coming up on the Green Brick channel.
We can also conclude that the cars can be stacked taller than the Lego Eiffel Tower. But that was very dangerous. Please do not try that at home. That wraps up this video. Thanks for watching.